Hello and welcome to Module 2, your perceived mayhem, I'll just say, your mess of your life is in fact your medicine. Let's visit what this is all about. So a lot of times in our life, we're sitting here and we're judging ourselves for all the things that we've done, experienced, been through in our life. I often say to my clients, it's like reading a book. Our life is a story. And for some of us, we might get stuck back in chapter 5, chapter 3, chapter 2, whatever the chapter was where the thing or the experience has happened for us. Now we're sitting in chapter 10, 12, 15. We can't move forward because we're still reading the same chapters over and over and over again. If we understand that from a story perspective, if you've read a good book, my gosh, there's so many great books, but in any great book, the first few chapters are there to introduce you to the characters, to get you to fall in love with them, to get you to empathize with them, understand who they are. They're setting up the plot. They're setting up all of the story. It's the setup of the story. It's not the actual story. And sometimes the author might throw the bomb in on chapter 1, or they might throw the bomb in on chapter 3 of the big bang, there's something that went wrong, there's something that happened to this person that opens up the story. For us in our life, that's exactly what happens for us too. Maybe something happened to us when we were 6, maybe it happened when we were 15, maybe it was 22, maybe it doesn't happen until you're 50. But for all of us, we all have a story. And the point to our life is to understand how to continue to create that story from whatever that perceived mess is. If we get stuck reading chapter 2, 3, and 4 over and over and over again, the story cannot continue. We don't get the hero's journey. We don't get to see, oh my gosh, what did she do with it? What actually happened from there? Where did she go? What did she do? We don't get to see it because every single day you're reliving those chapters over and over again, or you're basing today's choices on yesterday's seeming failures. And so this is where I find the biggest shift happens. If we can change the perspective and stop looking at our life as though that thing happened to us, or those things happened to us, and we can start to understand that it all happened for us. Because what it is, it's setting up the story of our life. You're learning things that you never would have learned. You met people you never would have met. You were moved in a direction you never would have gone had that thing or those things or those people not have happened for you. Our medicine lies back there. It's like our university degree of life that we get to, that's our practice, that's our learnings, that's our collecting all the tools and resources we need in order to go to where we're going in life. So many of us are living in our uncomfortable past. We're sitting there and we're just racked with judgment and guilt and shame. And as we think, therefore how we feel, and therefore how we act. So if we're constantly thinking about the thing that happened, or why didn't I, or why did that happen, or what was that, like, if we're constantly there, it will have us constantly feeling those feels. And as Joe Dispenza actually said, as we get older and we move on from that experience, excuse me, in order for us to continue to feel it the way we felt it when it happened, our mind needs to continue to recreate the experience so that we feel it as devastatingly as what we did. So it's being amplified. And the other thing is, if this so-called thing happened to you when you were 6 or 15, or You're seeing it through the eyes and the mind of a 6-year-old. If you're now 30, 40, 50, 60, your mind is more mature. You understand that that wasn't your fault. But your 6-year-old mind does not understand that. And so what we first need to do is we need to come to a place of acceptance. Rather than judging all that happened for us, we come to a place where we can accept, okay, that happened. And it was tough. I'm not taking away and I'm not denying you of any of the emotion that you felt around that or still feel around that. Because for a lot of us, it's some pretty tough emotional stuff that we've been through. Where the warrior awakens is what we choose to do with it. As a powerful person, as somebody that has experienced all of that and is sitting here today watching some woman talk about how to be better, you are somebody that is incredibly, you have so much in you. Don't be defined by your past. Use it as the fuel, as the medicine to take you to your future. Another thing, we get stuck in our past. We dream about our future, but the part we miss is right here, right now, the present. This is the only place where the unknown is. We do not know what's going to happen. And I know that people think they don't know what's going to happen in the future, but based on your past, you can predict your future. Do you want to predict that that keeps happening to you? Or do you want to stop it right now and stay present and be in the moment of your life where you get to sit in this uncomfortable unknown and choose differently? Or to shift your perspective on all that has happened for you, grab the treasure and the golden nuggets that you've learned, that you've met, that you've built up over those years, and use them to determine the future that you actually want to live. Understanding that all that has happened for us happened so that we could use it all to move ourselves forward. For some of us, like I hear people say a lot, like, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? I don't know what my purpose is. Your purpose is your life and to live it the best way that you know possible. And if you're watching this, it means that you know that you're here for more. You know that deep down, in amongst all this shame, guilt, judgment, all of the things, all that's what happened to me, you know that it all means something, that there's something for you, but through circumstance or through what your thoughts are telling you, you have got yourself into a position where you feel stuck and unable to move. I want you to take a little bit of time, and this is not something that you rush. This is not something you like run into and just get it done because I'm just doing this and I'm getting it done. I want you to sit with your journal and start to write it down. I want you to take away the emotion of it. Lift yourself above the drama and look back at your life as an observer and go, okay, that happened. Oh, and it was tough. Now, who did I meet that I never would have met? How did it change my path? Where was I going? Where am I going now? What have I learnt? What did I go and do because of that thing? Or because I was in so much pain? Or because those people did that to me? What did I feel? How did I move myself out of there? If you're sitting here, it means you've survived whatever it is that life has thrown at you. So number one, could you not write at the top of the page, I am powerful. This happened for me. That's saying if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. Well, guess what? It didn't kill you. You are strong. And now you're here to bring that strength out. all that's happening for you right now is maybe you're just buried underneath all of it and you just need to unpack it. So have a look back and really start to see what good came from it. And don't tell me nothing good came from it, because it did. Think, feel it. Have a look at your life today. And I know, because we all live a life where there's things that we want it to be different or better, but there's going to have been things that have happened because that happened for you. Let's shift the perspective. Let's have a look at, instead of that happened to me, it happened for me. Why? Find out why. Not the why did she do that, or why did he do that, or why did that have to happen? It's got nothing to do with anybody else right now. This is your story. Why did you need that to happen for you in the beginning of your story to take you on the hero's journey that you're currently on? What is it? What traits have you got? Well, you're a survivor. Let's put that way. Like, you're definitely a survivor. You're resilient. You're strong. You've got street smarts because you've got yourself out of some pretty hefty stuff. You're somebody that actually wants to be better, do better, because you're sitting here watching this. So you're intelligent. You're conscious, because you know you're sitting here making a conscious choice. So you're awakened that there's more in life than the current 9-to-5 drone of life. You know that there's actually more, and you know that you're here for it. So start now to write a list of those things that are good, where you are good, where you are strong, where you are powerful. Find it. Put those thoughts aside with all the judgment and the guilt and the fear and all of those things. I want them to just be pushed aside for a moment. They'll sit over there. They're still going to be there. So let's just put them to side for a second and be the observer. Be really curious and meet yourself and go, okay, well, what? Actually, that was pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing how you got yourself out of that. If you have to look at it as though it's someone else for a minute, do that. But get into observer mind and start to look back, because there's golden nuggets in all of that mess that has created the medicine that you actually hold. The incredible part about you is that you're unique. There is not one person on this planet like you. Even if we've been through similar things, neither of us have experienced it in the same way. You have experienced your story in your own unique way. You've handled it your way. You have, like, every part of it is as unique as your fingerprint. And so you hold a very unique medicine that can be there to help and support other people. This is where you find it. You find it in amongst the mess. You find it in amongst the mayhem, the things that have happened for you, against you. All of those things have happened so that you walk around with this unique medicine that is here at this time in the year 2024 and beyond. We are here creating a new way for human beings to experience life. You are part of that. You hold a medicine that is really, really powerful and needed right now. So rather than sitting there wondering, why did this happen? What is this all about? Have a look at it. Find your medicine in amongst it. This is what it's for. This is awakening your warrior to know all of that happened for you. What are you going to do with it?